Welcome back to Finding the Triforce.
There it is.
It's just floating on the surface because
You did all that complaining last time just to immediately find it. That's crazy.
No, I didn't. I lost it.
It's gone.
It's over here somewhere. It's here. No, okay, hold on. It's right there. Okay, so now if the waves weren't so fucking big.
Yeah.
Where is it? Like here, maybe.
You're just gonna stand
Don't
there
shoot
for
me
a
with
bit.
bombs, please. There it is.
You're trying to pick up treasure chests? I'm sorry, that's 3 big booms I'm gonna have to shoot.
This game is
you.
actually really nice, the HD version, because if you get hit by a bomb, you don't get blasted out of your ship every single time.
Well, that sounds like some fucking millennial participation trophy bullshit to me.
It really is, honestly. This game is for cuckold meatlets. Now,
I just want to see
onwards and onwards.
Link trying to get the Triforce, but he keeps on pulling up like huge buckets of crabs. So there's just crabs everywhere in his boat while he's trying to find the Triforce. He's going so sick of finding fish.
He finds a Triforce and then the crab pinches him in the lake and he drops the Triforce and he has to get it again.
He goes, oh!
We're talking about Game of Thrones is the last thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
My hot take on
Oh
Game
yeah,
of
you were
Thrones.
trying to think of something, Mabini.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is brutal, and that's kind of what turned me off at first. I was like, oh, it's too brutal, I don't like it. But it's kind of what I like about it. You know the thing that we always complain about shows like, oh, this person's never gonna die? It's not really like that. There are a couple, there is a bunch of main characters that are in it for like the long haul, but that's kind of because of who they are and less because of they've just been written to be invulnerable. But I like to think of Game of Thrones as being like you've got a piece of paper and you've lit fire on all the edges of it, so it kind of closes in as the story goes on. So you're watching a whole bunch of different things happening, and as things unfold and different stories wrap up and new stories happen and people go to different places, it starts to change things. And so that's interesting to watch, to be like, oh, they're doing this now, this is going to be interesting. I have been enjoying it, but I am wary of like the later into the show I get, the less I'm going to like it. But you know, maybe it's gonna be fine. You know, I did think that Venom 3 wasn't too bad.
Maybe you'll be the 1 in a million guy that actually likes
like season 8.
How the rest of the show goes from season 6.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think at the end, Daenerys is on a dragon burning everything to the ground. And I'm like, that's not too far-fetched, really. Like,
It's not that it's far-fetched, it's like how quickly it occurs.
Yeah, it didn't build up to it enough. I don't think it's impossible because she has been in situations where it's like, damn, why can't she just get out of this quick? Because where I'm at is just like she's stuck at this one city that is ruining everything and stopping her progress. But if she wants to be queen, she has to be good at governing. Lots of different things happen at King's Landing, lots of different things happen at Winterfell. There's a lot of like crazy stuff where you're like, I fucking hate that person. And then you're like, well, you know, it is kind of like a brutal story, so you know that everyone's gonna get what they deserve. Some people get what they don't deserve, but you know, maybe they had it coming anyway. It's an interesting show like that, and it makes me think like, you know, that's probably how you want to write a story, is that you have everything is able to do everything that it needs to do without someone having to direct the story. It just kind of naturally unfolds. And that's what I think it's like.
I want to talk more about how we were talking about, like, you were saying that we don't like it when characters don't die.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit more nuanced than that. It's not the characters never die in things. It's that the writer toys around with you, right?
Yeah.
Trying to be like,
Oh,
are we going to kill them? Are we going to kill them? It's like, well, no, because they're the main character and you're never going to do that. Because that's one of the criticisms I have heard of Game of Thrones. I mean, some people, I think it's done very well, at least in the books, where like the killing of the characters, it means things. It moves the story along, and that's the important thing, right? Killing off a character should never be done for shock value or for, you know, just for the sake of killing characters, right? It should always be done to further the plot.
Yeah.
It just so happens in Game of Thrones that it happens very often, and that's good. That's a good thing. That like,
I think it always happens.
It furthers the plot every time.
It always happens for a reason as well.
What I'm trying to say is like, yeah, like if shows or whatever killed off characters for no reason, then that we would also be complaining, because like, we don't want it for no reason. What we want is for them to not like jerk us around and be like, this character's going to die when they're actually not gonna.
Yeah, unfortunately, you and I come from the opposite of the spectrum, where we watch One Piece.
Yeah, that's true.
And Oda does the exact opposite, where he's constantly like, "Oh my God, he's dead!" And then you find out.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
I am unironically
telling you, It is my literal number one least favorite thing about One Piece.
Correct.
Is his aversion to killing characters. And you know what's even worse about it is because when he rarely does kill characters, because characters die a lot more frequently these days, you don't believe it. You're like, yeah, well, he'll be back. And if he doesn't, you're like, oh, okay. Well, that was weird. Yeah, he'll still be back, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of weirds me out that so many people...
I just choose to do it the opposite way, which I think is kind of funny. If a character is shown to have died, I believe Oda at face value, and then if they come back, I get pissed off.
Yeah, that's
it's like, I trusted you,
That's
Oda.
Gonna send you into an early grave. Why would you ever trust him on this?
Because I think it just makes the narrative better when I think that the character actually died for something instead of being a giant fake out. And that's why, for a lot of the more recent ones, they have died for a good reason and have so far stayed dead, and if they come back, it's not going to make any damn sense. I'm going to be pissed off at Oda if they come back.
Yeah, I don't know. Oda is extremely bad at it. Some people have described that he has a rubber scythe, and it's really, because I actually do think it actively harms the story sometimes, because there's so many characters that, like, there are characters that he kills off that, you know, would be better if they come back, right? And you go, okay, well, you know, perhaps you shouldn't have, but, like, he's back now or whatever, right? But then there are characters that, like, if they stayed dead, it would literally not change the story at all. In fact, it would be better. Like Pell, for instance. Yes. Pell is like one of the biggest examples people bring it up. Pell sacrifices himself to save everyone in quite conclusively, you should definitely die from this kind of way. When he comes back, he doesn't do anything. There's no reason for him to be back.
Hold
There's
on.
no role that he serves.
You don't know that yet, okay? You know, just put your faith in Oda. You know, when we get when we get to Last Tale, Pell's gonna come in to save the day at the last minute. I'm telling you, man.
You should be able to feel like if a character comes back, it's because they're going to make a difference. Yeah. Or are they coming back because they have a secret power to come back? Or did somebody else bring them back?
Fake out deaths in general, I just fucking hate them.
Yeah.
I think that like if you're writing a fake out death at all in your story,
kind of bad. But unfortunately, Oda does it a lot.
They did sort of do it in Lord of the Rings with Gandalf, didn't they?
They did it with Aragorn 3 times. Or like two or three times.
One of the times that they do it in the movies of Aragorn was not in the books. I don't know about the others. I know the one where he falls off the cliff of the wolves, that definitely doesn't happen in the books.
I'm talking about the movie versions where like by the 3rd time it happens, they really think the audience is like, oh, they actually killed him this time, guys. Holy shit, they actually killed Aragorn off. This is the 3rd time that they've tried to fake us out on it. No, he's dead for sure this time.
I mean, honestly, you could bring it. I would argue that that's mainly Peter Jackson.
Well, the first time was in Fellowship where he went off with the Warg, right?
I've done it. Stay away from me, you freak.
Because after he went off with the Warg, then his horse grabbed him and he was in the water.
I'll say one thing though. Tolkien gets a little bit of a pass because it was written like fucking in prehistory when like tropes didn't exist as bad. So
yeah, okay, it's like
I'll give him a bit of a pass at least for Gandalf. But yeah, you want to talk about Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. Oh my god, almost worse than Oda. Well, no one can be worse than Oda when it comes to fake
modern Star Wars. You mean?
Isn't that the thing about Gandalf though? Is that he does die? Like, it's not really a fake out. Gandalf does actually die and then come back.
Gandalf the Grey died, and then he came back as Gandalf the White. But that's because he's a wizard, right? So his job wasn't done, as, like, so he had to come back.
Slightly different than like what Oda does, where it's like they do like the fucking Disney movie cut away. So you don't see the guillotine drop, but you hear the blade drop, so you think he's dead, and at the end of the movie they show back up without any explanation of how they got out of that situation. Unfortunately, Oda does that way too much.
Like, they had a friend in the background come and stop it from happening, and then he got out.
I mean, yeah, basically. I mean, that happened in Whole Cake Island.
Pedro literally actually dies.
No. If Pedro comes back, that's one of the things where I believe in Oda, and if Pedro comes back, I'm going to be pissed. I'm talking about Pound, the father of Lola and Chiffon.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
Oda does it in a way where it's just like, oh, you see that he's about to die, and then it cuts away, and there's blood in the water, and you're led to believe he's dead. And then inexplicably, without any explanation whatsoever, no, he's fine. He's perfectly fine. He's having a happy ending right now.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, he's such a minor character that I was like, I expected him to live just because. That's the thing. If it's backwards. That's Oda's weird backwards logic, where it's like, if it's a minor character, they will probably survive. Where if it's a like a major character, they might actually be
I
dead.
don't know. Tell that to the 2 scabbards.
Oh yeah, God, that was also really shit. I was like, they're not actually dead. Like the fucking guy who like who fucking kamikazes himself.
Yeah.
I was like, not for one singular second did I ever believe that he was dead until the end when they showed his grave.
No, I was like,
what?
oh hell no, he went the Pedro route. He has to be dead because Pedro has to be dead. That's how I internalized that. I'm like, they're fucking dead. They are both dead.
I so don't. I automatically assume everyone is alive. It makes it more enjoyable.
It's only when they do shit like
red,
what they did with Pound.
scabbards.
When Oda does shit with like the Pound one, then I go, Oda, come on, man. I have a feeling they're not dead because you did this like cutaway kind of thing.
Who was the red scabbard who was on Whitebeard's crew with the guns?
I want to
his
say
name
it's.
again?
I want to say it's. No, it's not Kiku because Kiku's the brother
Kiki's the sister.
or the sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
It was Izo.
Izo. So he just gets like shot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, you know, bullets are basically they're I mean, they're rubber for Luffy, obviously, but they're rubber for everyone else in this world. There's no way he's dying here. And then they show his fucking grave, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, hello,
How did he get shot to death? Who gets shot to death?
Hold on. Nami's mom, Shirahoshi's mom.
You know, it's funny as well. I was gonna say, like, if you want to guarantee a death in One Piece, then you die in a flashback, right? Like Nami's mom.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Robin's mom was also shot. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Robin's.
Or was it just Clover?
But then,
Well, I think they were both shot.
but like, so it's like, so I had the rule of like, okay, if you die in a flashback, then you're dead for real, right? But then they brought back Saul, and I'm like, well, now I don't know that Robin's mum is dead. Now I don't know that fucking Nami's mum is dead. I mean, I'm fairly fucking confident, but I don't fucking know. If you can bring back Saul, then you can bring back fucking anybody.
See, one of the things about Saul, though, even looking at the flashback, he was one of those ones where I was on the fence about, just because of how you understand how Aokiji works. And I'm like, I could see him letting him go, or like just like forgetting about him.
Understanding how Aokiji works, Blackbeard's fucking left-hand man.
Look, you say that, but I still feel like, you know, he's not actually evil.
I'm a little bit behind on One Piece right now, by the way. I'm like a few chapters
I
behind,
believe I'm
kinda.
currently caught up because I think they went on another break.
Next time on Liam.
I'm kind of
betraying
waiting
Frank.
for. Oh, okay.